Hey, what's going on? My name is Jack Lane. Welcome back to a brand new video here at the channel. It's a Lion King video today, as Disney's Lion King prequel is completely changing Mufasa and Scar's entire relationship. Another article from Screen Rant, but more or less the same thing that I've been talking about here on the channel. D23 has been a huge part of the channel now for about the last 5 to 6 days. And we're still going to be covering everything. We're going to be going more in depth on these movies now that D23 is over. And I've got some TV animation stuff to do for Marvel that I'll be doing probably tomorrow. But although Mufasa the Lion King is focusing on the well-known character Mufasa, the prequel won't be entirely familiar, as it seems to be changing the character's dynamics between Mufasa and Scar. Is set to premiere in December 2024. Mufasa the Lion King is a Disney prequel musical which will tell the origin story of Simba's father Mufasa. For the first time, audiences will come to understand how Mufasa became the king of the Pride Lands. More importantly, they'll see how Mufasa and his brother Scar become mortal enemies. However, their relationship may not be as straightforward as it once seemed. Typically, a prequel provides answers to questions that have been lingering since the original movie. When it comes to The Lion King, viewers were made to love Mufasa, but never really understood his history. It was clear that he was royalty in the African wild, but the movie never explained why. Audiences can expect Mufasa the Lion King to finally shed some light on this mystery. Yet that isn't all the movie is setting out to do. Based on the trailer, it seems Mufasa the Lion King will introduce changes to the original story, specifically between Mufasa and Scar. Mufasa and Scar are not brothers in the Lion King prequel movie. Mufasa is an orphan. At the recent D23 fan event, it was revealed that Mufasa and Scar are not actually brothers. In The Lion King, it was implied that Scar and Mufasa were siblings, as Scar was considered to be Simba's uncle, and in turn had a right to the throne. However, Mufasa the Lion King is completely changing this dynamic. According to Mufasa the Lion King's trailers, Mufasa is not the son of royalty, but is an orphan who's adopted by Scar's family. In this way, Scar is the true heir to the Pride Lands. Mufasa the Lion King casts include Aaron Piria, Calvin Harrison Jr., Seth Rogen, Billy Eichner, Donald Glover, Beyonce, Knowles Carter, and more. This change provides a whole new side to Mufasa's backstory. Before, all audiences knew about him was that he was a king and well respected among his peers. However, the new knowledge that Mufasa was not always destined to be king, there are more questions than answers. The movies will now have to explain where Mufasa comes from, how he became king. It seems like that a conflict will arise between Mufasa and Scar that will tear them and their family apart. Ultimately, Scar and Mufasa's relationship will be at the crux of this film. Mufasa and Scar not being related changes The Lion King completely. With Mufasa is not the heir, but the usurper, right? In many ways, this new information about Mufasa the Lion King changes so much about the Lion King's lore. Originally, Scar's claim to the throne felt unjust, as Simba was the true heir of Mufasa, who was king. However, now it seems that Scar really was the one who was supposed to be king, regardless of Mufasa's line of succession. In fact, Scar was supposed to be king before Mufasa was. In this way, the morals of the Lion King become a bit skewed. The argument about who deserves the throne is much more complicated after learning about Mufasa's past. This leads to an interesting question about how exactly Mufasa takes the role of king. Mufasa's entire role is somewhat changed by Mufasa. The Lion King, rather than being the rightful heir to the Pride Lands, Mufasa could now be considered an usurper. Usurper. The Lion King is no longer about a fight between brothers for the throne, but a story about the true heir trying and failing to take back his destiny. Of course, Scar's evil tendencies would make him a poor leader, but it couldn't be denied that he should have been king by blood. This leads to interesting questions about how exactly Mufasa takes the role of king. Disney's new Mufasa backstory risks making him the villain. Mufasa may not be as good as previously thought. Overall, Mufasa going from orphan to king implies that there may be an unfair scenario that occurs between Mufasa and Scar. Perhaps Scar was always evil, which made Mufasa becoming king a good thing. However, it seems more likely that Mufasa and Scar start out as good characters who bond as brothers, but who are torn apart by something, and that something could be Mufasa taking the throne. In this way, Scar's villainy would not be random, but a direct cause of Mufasa's betrayal. Ultimately, Mufasa the Lion King may make audiences root for Scar rather than Mufasa. In the end, Mufasa the Lion King is likely going to tell a very interesting and unexpected story about the life of Mufasa and Scar. Everything the audiences thought they knew about the Lion King is likely to go out the window with this prequel story. Mufasa may become more of a villain, and Scar may get something of a redemption arc, if not an understandable villain backstory. Mufasa the Lion King is sure to make waves when it finally premieres in December of 2024. This sort of... it's interesting, and it sort of rubs me the wrong way, in the sense of Mufasa in the original Lion King was the Lion King, right? He was the lion that was supposed to take over the throne from his father, right? And this is the thing, and this is where everything sort of gets a bit annoying with this film. They're doing a prequel movie, and it was going to explain the backstory, right? They're changing Scar completely, which means that not only is it affecting Mufasa's backstory, it's actually affecting Simba's backstory, as Simba's technically not supposed to be at the throne either. How do I feel about this? I'm holding my judgment. It's an interesting concept. It's an interesting thing to do, but you have to hold your judgment with these things. Because they're taking a story that is an old story, right? And they're breathing new life into it. Mufasa dying in The Lion King is kind of now going to be more understandable. People are going to watch The Lion King after this and be like, Mufasa probably deserved it. That's the thing. If they'd have just done the role reversal, it would have probably still had that same impact of Scar was never supposed to be king, right? It would have still have had that impact of, it would still have that dynamic of they're not actually brothers, but they're brothers bounded by choice. And it is one of them things where me as a viewer who I love The Lion King. Lion King is one of my all-time favorite movies. It's one of them movies where I honestly think I could watch it 100 times and never get bored of it. With them changing the backstory, it's either going to be considered a fantastic movie that brings a new element to the film, or it's going to ruin two beloved characters. And them characters being Mufasa and Scar. Scar is a villain, but he is a very great Disney villain. And changing his villainous ways, that's not a good thing, right? If changing the backstory changes our outlook on Scar, and we rewatch the film and we think, well, Scar's not actually the villain, then what does that really mean? We've lost a fantastic villain. I don't want that. I don't want the whole Scar villain. I don't want to lose that. Because I love The Lion King. And Scar is undoubtedly one of my favorite Disney villains from the original classic Disney animations. They could have picked any story to tell from Mufasa's past They could have picked a story where him and Scar are really close, like they are here, and it shows them break away as brothers, but not have it be one was originally intended for the throne and the adoptive brother, the orphan, is the villain. It doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm holding my judgment. I'm probably not going to make any more videos on this unless we get a second trailer or something. I'll do like trailer reactions to this, sure. But I'm not going to talk much about it after this video because I want to see what it does. And I want to see what my opinions are out of theatre. I'm going to go and see this film on the 20th of December. And I'm going to do an out of theatre reaction. And I'm going to do a review. I already know that because I have so many questions now going into this film that I need them to be answered. And I need to be sat there thinking this is a great film. They've already got a fantastic musical number, it seems, called I've Always Wanted a Brother, or something like that. And it works. When that was first shown, John Campier, I said this in my Lion King video, John Campier believed that the I Just Want a Brother song, or I've Always Wanted a Brother song, was Mufasa singing it, not Scar. So, and Scar's name's Tucker in this, by the way. So, it'll be interesting to see, but I want to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Drop a like, smash that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, and yeah, leave me a comment letting me know your thoughts on the Lion King prequel Mufasa. And are you seeing it opening day, and are you as intrigued as I? With that being said, I'll see you on the next one. As always, stay cinematic. Catch you later.